Hey everyone, welcome. So today we're going to tackle something that, let's be honest, trips up pretty much all of us at some point. Setting up a really solid development environment specifically for vector database apps. The whole point is to get you building cool stuff, not just, debugging your setup for hours on end.
All right, let's just jump right in. The source material for this makes a pretty bold promise, and I love it. It says we can go from 0 to productive in 30 minutes. And you know what? That's exactly what we're aiming for here. We've all been there, right? You've got this amazing idea for a new AI app, you're all fired up, ready to code, and then, bam, you hit the setup wall. It's complicated, it's intimidating, and honestly, it's just frustrating. That whole creative spark just dies. So today we're going to build a solid foundation using two of the heavy hitters in this space. We're talking about OpenAI, which is just incredible for turning our ideas and text into numbers, or embeddings, and Pinecone, which is built from the ground up to store and search through those numbers at lightning speed. It's a killer combination.
So, we're calling this part avoiding the setup maze, because, that's exactly what it feels like, doesn't it? You're lost in this confusing labyrinth of docs and cryptic error messages. What we're going to do right now is shine a light on all those common traps that can snag a great idea before it even gets off the ground.
And I bet as you look at this list, you're nodding your head, because these headaches are so familiar. First up, dependency conflicts. Where installing one thing completely breaks another. Then there's the big one, insecurely managing API keys, like just pasting them right into your code. That's a huge, huge no-no. And of course, messy project structures and that dreaded environment drift. The classic, well, it works on my machine problem. Yeah, today we're putting an end to all of that.
So what's the secret? How do we fix this? Well, it's not a secret, it's a blueprint. A super clear, reliable path to get everything up and running. We're breaking it down into just 4 steps. It's simple, it's structured, and best of all, it actually works.
Okay, here's the game plan, high level. First up, we install our dependencies, get all the essential tools we need. Second, we'll grab our API keys, and this is key, make sure we're handling them securely. Third, we'll configure our environment so all these pieces can talk to each other. And finally, my favorite part, we'll verify the whole setup to make sure everything works like a charm.
All right, let's dig into step 1. Now, before we install a single thing, we're going to create a virtual environment. Seriously, do not skip this part. It's absolutely crucial, because it puts our project in its own little sandbox, which stops those nasty dependency conflicts we just talked about. Once that's activated, it's literally one command. We're going to pip install everything we need: the Pinecone client, the OpenAI library, sentence transformers, and this handy little tool called python.n for our secrets. Boom, all the core tools, one line.
Okay, step 2, API keys. You're going to need 2 of them. Over on the Pinecone side, you can just sign up and grab one from their free tier, which is awesome. Just remember to also jot down your environment name. Then, for OpenAI, you'll head to their platform, pop in a payment method, it's pay-as-you-go, and create a new secret key. Pretty straightforward.
Now, this next part is maybe the most important step for security. What do you do with those keys? You create a simple little text file, and you have to name it .env. That's .env. Inside, you just paste your keys in, just like you see here. This little file is what keeps your secret keys out of your actual code. And listen, I'm going to say this again because it's that important. Never, ever, ever commit this file to GitHub or any version control. It stays on your computer and your computer only.
Okay, we've done the prep work, we've laid the foundation. Now it's time for the payoff, confirming that our connection actually works. This is that "it works" moment we've been waiting for.
And here's how we're going to do it. We'll whip up a quick little Python script. You can call it testup.py or whatever you want. All it does is import the libraries we installed, use that special package to load our secret keys from the .n file, and then try to connect to both Pinecone and OpenAI. Super simple, super direct. It either works or it doesn't.
And when you run that script, this is the magic you're looking for, the sweet, sweet sight of success. Checkmark for Pinecone, checkmark for OpenAI, and look at that, confirmation that we actually generated an embedding. That's just a fancy word for the list of numbers that represents our text. When you see this, you can do a little happy dance, because it means your keys are right, your packages are working, and your environment is officially good to go. You're ready to build.
Okay, awesome. So we have a working script. That's fantastic. But we're not just here to build one-off scripts, right? Let's level up. Let's talk about how to go from this simple test to building a real, scalable, professional-grade application.
Trust me on this one, a clean project structure is going to be your best friend. Just look at this layout. everything has a logical place to live. You've got your virtual environment folder, your secret.env file, a config.py file whose only job is to load those secrets, and then you separate your logic. One file for your vector database stuff, another for your actual search functions, your data lives in a data folder, your tests in a tests folder. This isn't just about being tidy. It's what makes your code easy to maintain, easy to debug, and easy for someone else or future you to understand.
And to make that nice structure work with version control, you absolutely need a good .gitignore file. This is just a simple file that tells Git, hey, ignore these files and folders. The non-negotiables, your VNV folder, that super secret .env file, and all those clunky Python cache files. This keeps your project repository clean, and more importantly, it keeps it secure.
And once you get comfortable with this setup, a whole new world of more advanced stuff opens up. You could start using Docker to package your entire environment so it runs exactly the same everywhere, or maybe you need to work offline. You can swap in a local vector DB like ChromaDB, and for working with a team, creating a requirements.txt file is the gold standard for making sure everyone's on the exact same page with their packages.
Whew, okay, that was a fair bit of info, I know. But information is useless without action, right? So now it's time to put this into practice. Let's shift gears from just watching this to actually building something.
So here is your action plan. It's super clear. Your mission for today, go through those 4 setup steps we covered. Don't stop until you run that test script and see those beautiful success messages. Then, for the rest of the week, give yourself a challenge. Build out one simple complete feature, anything. And then push that clean, well-structured project up to your GitHub.
And that's pretty much it. That's the whole shebang. You've got the blueprint, you have the tools, and now you have a development environment that's primed and ready to go. So really, there's only one question left to ask. Now that you're all set up, what are you going to build first?